Mr. Carlton Palmer, how are you, sir?
Very well, thanks, Jason. How are you?
I'm very well, mate. Every time I see you, I think the same thing. You look about 29.
Thank you very much.
You don't look any older.
What's
going on? What's going on there?
What do you mean?
Cream are you? I don't know. What? You don't look any older.
No stress, mate.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, don't do stress now.
Where have you been in the world? I follow you on social media, and you're always jetting off to different parts of the world. Where was the last destination?
Portugal.
Okay,
Portugal.
That just it? That's it?
Because because my wife's back at work now. She's a school teacher, she's back at work now. So only short flights at the moment.
Just the short ones.
Yeah, Portugal.
But you're well.
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Good to see you, matey.
Great to see you.
Now, you and I sat and watched that game together, and I'm guessing it was something similar to everyone else that sat and watched it. One minute we looked like we were going to get walked all over in that second half. We would that second half, the start of the second half, Carlton was really poor. Was really
let's say the first 45 minutes was good.
Out of 10. What are you giving it out of 10?
Well, I thought the first 45 minutes was good. We made their keeper work. Raheem Sterling had two good chances.
If they're on his right foot, Carlton, does he score at least one of them?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think so. Credit the goalkeeper.
Yes, of course.
But then, as you say, for 20 minutes in the second half, I mean, it was kind of eerie at Wembley, even though we weren't there. You could feel that it was.
You sensed it, yeah.
Yeah, you could feel that, and you could see the nervousness from the players. And then they go 2-0 down, and then, to be fair to Gareth, he makes the substitutions, and I think the substitutions brought some energy to the side in Mount and Saka. And all of a sudden, when we scored the goal, there was just like an unbelievable amount of belief. And then the fans were going ballistic. And, all of a sudden, we're looking at 3-2 with 5 minutes to go. We should see that game out then.
Yes.
We've got to cut out these errors. But the problem that you've got, and Gareth's created a problem for himself, right? Now, Harry Maguire has played well for England in the past. So I get he's his go-to. But the problem that you've got, right, is if he's not playing games, you can see that's not his fault. He's not playing games. So therefore, he's not playing for his club. He's short, and he's not just short at club level, he's short at international level. I mean, the first goal was his fault from the penalty. The second one, he although there was still a bit of work to do. Yes. And I'm not knocking him in terms of, I don't want to, he's having a difficult time at the moment. He shouldn't be in the fray. If Gareth Southgate had stuck to what he said, which is he was picking players on their club form, we wouldn't be in this position talking about Harry Maguire now.
Well, you're right, because we had that conversation in the green room. But he's picking players that aren't even playing now. That can't be a good thing.
You can't, listen, we should have learnt from the past. Taking players to World Cups or European Championships who are not fit, right, injuries and whatever, and players who are not playing. Shaw and Shaw's had a decent game tonight, but the problem is if those players do not have minutes before they get on the plane, before they go to the World Cup in November, we're going to have the same problem. And we can't mask over, right? And I think it was a decent performance for much of the game, but we can't mask over. We're not going to get away going 2-0 down in the World Cup. No, we're not going to get away with it in the heat and the humidity. We're not going to get away with it. So, I think there's been a lot of problems for Gareth, and I'm not one of these who are jumping on Gareth's back because, listen, let's call this as it is. World Cup, semi-final and Euros final. That is his resume as it stands now. You've got to remember now, I mean, I've just seen what you Rosencrofts just tweeted there. Let's get this right. France are defending their title in 57 days. They've only won once.
Yeah, they're not going for a great time.
They're not having a great time.
No. Since we'll be hearing from England manager Gareth Southgate very, very soon, we'll be going straight back to Wembley as soon as Faye Carruthers gives us the nod. But this is your chance to have your say on your nation, or maybe you're a Welsh fan watching that laughing. 03717 3344. Let's go and speak to Les, who's an Everton fan. Les, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Hi, boys. You all right?
How are you, Les?
Well, after that England game, I'm not so good. I could go on about different players, about Harry Maguire, and everyone's going to go on about that. But the one thing I do want to highlight is, thank heavens, we have Jordan Pickford. And I'm not speaking as an Evertonian, but Jordan Pickford over the last 18 months has been absolutely unbelievable for Everton, and he's been unbelievable for England. And I had a big argument with Mr. Durham a few weeks ago, and he was saying about Nick Pope needs to start. We need to have a look at Nick Pope at international level. And I know one game, you can't judge a goalkeeper on one game, but sometimes it comes down to that one game, and that, you know, you ask someone the questions, and if they haven't got the answers, then you've got to say, and you know what I mean? That you just make, you're not international class.
Do you know what?
And that's the difference.
Les, thanks for the call, Les. There are times, Carl, where I'm guessing you've been in this situation. Most footballers would have been, where you're either injured or you're suspended, and actually you can have a good game for the stands. You know, even though you're not playing, someone in your position can actually make you look a better player. I think most people accept that Pickford is the number one.
Oh, yes, 100%.
And Pope, you and I were discussing it long before the mistake.
Yeah.
Even with the ball at his feet, there was a couple of risky back passes that he took. There was a couple of times he had his first touch, wasn't particularly great, didn't set it in front of him. He's not England's number one. And tonight we saw why.
No, and he doesn't fill you with confidence. He doesn't fill you with confidence. I think the boy at Arsenal is pushing hard.
I think he's number two, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pushing hard, but Pickford's number one. But let's just I have 2 points I want to make, right?
Go.
First and foremost, the boy Bellingham has to start. 100% has to start. The first goal.
He starts.
He starts. The first
He's
goal
like a bit of a young Carlton Palmer, isn't he?
Jesus.
He is like a young Carlton Palmer.
Oh yeah, but I liked his composure. The first goal come from on the edge of his box, not just clearing the ball, but having the control, having the audacity. He's got that swagger about him. I love it. He's got to play.
He's 19. By the way.
Yeah, he's. Do you know what I mean? But then I've got to come back to this. Trent Alexander is not playing in this team because he's saying he can't defend. But we're playing players in the team like Maguire who are making mistakes after mistake. Trent Alexander has played in Liverpool's first team for year on year, right? He doesn't cost Liverpool goals. And what I do is, as a player, we've all got, when we've played, Jason, I've played, right? We've all got our plus points and we've got our negative points. But his plus points, he is one of the best passers of the ball we've got.
No question.
He's got to be in this.
I have to say, Reece James will be disappointed on their equaliser, even though Pope will take the criticism for it because it's a simple save, it's a routine save.
Yeah.
He should really see that out. That he should not get beaten there.
But what I don't understand, he shouldn't get beaten there, and we've got three centre-backs. We've got three centre-backs. So if he does get done there, which he does, we should be covered.
The shot comes in, someone should come out and squeeze. We would wait.
Yeah.
You kept saying it. We're too deep. We're too deep.
And that's because we lack pace. So what happens now is what was happening in the game with Maguire and with Dyer at times when Havertz was coming off deep. That's why you play with three centre-backs. One of your centre-backs has to go all the way in with him and squeeze up.
And they can come around and cover because you've got the extra body.
But because we end up then becoming too deep. Now, it can work in our favour sometimes because of the pace of Saka, because of the pace of Raheem Sterling. You know, we can then draw teams onto us and go, but we can't be defending on our 18-yard box all the time.
And then once you drop deeper and deeper, the midfield starts to sit on your toes.
Correct.
There's huge space.
Yeah.
That was a number of chances actually came to Germany.